Welcome to the studio, it's Royal here and I'm so glad you've joined me. This week I had someone ask me, what do you do with all your gel prints? Well, of course, I make absolutely beautiful mixed media collage with my gel prints. Some of them I do on paper, like these ones, and other beautiful gel prints become collages on canvas. So today I thought we could put a collage together completely from beginning to end on a little canvas. Let's go with a 12-inch square canvas, pull out all the gel prints, have a little look, and I'll show you exactly how I make these mixed media collage paintings. Right, so I have a whole pile of fabulous jelly prints. Which ones are we going to use? Now have a look at these beautiful prints here. This is an image transfer using the gel plate to create a textured background with the transfer of a door. I love these. They're one of my absolute favorite techniques to use. Now this one here, I'm loving this one as well. This one was actually a door from my Venice series. I've put the image transfer on with some muted violet. You have to let that dry, and then I've sprayed it with some Eye Inks in bronze shimmer. Absolutely beautiful. Each layer has to dry. Now when the bronze shimmer was dry, I rolled on some transparent red iron oxide and sprayed it with water, which is what creates all of this fabulous texture and motley pattern. I just love it. Then when that layer was dried, I rolled on some golden iridescent bronze fine, one of my favorite colors, and pulled the print, and look how fabulous it is. You can see all of the textures and all of the marks from the different layers. Don't forget to wait for it to dry. Now, the other thing that I've been doing recently is a second chance print. Well, that's what I call it. It's when I use the same laser copy print and take a second image transfer with the same print. I know, I've only just recently found out how good it looks. So these ones here, I created using a second print copy of the beautiful windows from the Doge's Palace, yes, in Venice. I was creating these prints for one of my Skillshare classes and they turned out so well. They're a little more smudgy, pulling the second print of the same copy, but they turn out absolutely fabulous. Look how good they look. They're going to be great. So what I usually do when I'm starting and wanting to create a fabulous mixed media collage is look for my focal point. So I'm going to use this one or this one for my focal point and then build my color scheme around it. I also have this print here. This is another door from my digital collage papers. I have doors of Italy. I know, I created a whole collection of door images when I was in Italy. It was absolutely fabulous. And then I print them out as digital collage pieces and then create the transfers. This is a square door. It looks fabulous. And what I did with this one was actually put on some stamps in the process of the transfer. So this one would make a really good background to go with one of these ones for a focal point. But of course we have a few options. I also have some other jelly prints. I've got some fabulous Kozo paper in multiple different colors that would work really well with this focal point. Don't forget, if you're looking at the Kozo Studio website, the discount code, everybody likes to save a little bit because then we can just buy more. I also have some fabulous gel prints from my big plate with my dance move stencils. I think I put these on with the spray paint. Yes, I'm absolutely loving the marks that the spray paint creates, and so easy peasy, straight through the stencil, straight on the paper. And this is actually a cleanup print. It's the one that you put last on the plate to clean up all the leftover bits and pieces of paint colors. Look how well all these tones sit together. So that's a possibility. I've also got some other shapes from my beautiful stencils, the crosses and my poem, or maybe even some stamping That could work well. All of these are fabulous gel prints that I've taken through the process of the last couple of months, and then I put them in a file in my drawers. I usually color code them, so I'll color block these together, or I might put them together in a file depending on how many I print during a day. So if I create these ones in a day, they'll sit together, and then when I want to find them, I know that I've got a whole heap of the similar shapes and colors. So what are we going to use? Oh, this piece is really beautiful. This is actually one of my painted tissues. You know how I like to use the white tissue, throw the ink on, paint it up, and then I've just basically scrunched it up like this when it's dry, and then flattened it out again. And look how fabulous that piece is. That might really do well for around the sides because it's tissue, so it's nice and soft. Although some of the other ones, the Kozo would work too. They'd all work. Anything's possible. What are we going to do? Now, it depends on what we feel. And any given day, I'm going with these glorious warm tones and rusty colors, a little bit of black. Let's get dramatic. Go pull out the canvas and let's see how many we can possibly fit on it. Right, so here's my canvas, 12 inch by 12 inch or 30 centimeters square. Now, if this is going to be my focal point, then we're not going to need too many other pieces now, are we? Because that's already taking up the majority of the space. But what I do like to do when I first start a canvas like this is put the paper around the sides because it makes it really neat. It finishes it off really well and it looks very professional. So I like to use leftover pieces. Now, if I'm using that as my focal point, then any of these leftover pieces are going to work well to put around the sides so that the canvas is covered. Even that one would work. Any of these would work. Even though my beautiful tissue would work. So I'm going to start with that, put this aside over there, and then I'm going to glue these pieces around the side so that it makes the picture all nice and neat. Now, I like to use matte gel medium for when I'm gluing. That's just my preference. I put it in this container and I like to put it on with a brush. That's just what I like to do. It works well. If you get bubbles in your collage, if you've stuck the paper down and when it's dry it's got a bubble, I had that question recently, just put a little prick in it or cut it with a little sharp knife and squeeze all the air out. Don't get too stressed out about it. You can easily fix it. Matte medium on the side. Let's start by wrapping these beautiful colored pieces of paper around the side, a little bit onto the top. It gets you moving, it gets your creativity flowing, and it heads you in a direction. And did I mention it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Right, the sides are all finished. Got paper all the way around the edge. Don't they look beautiful? We're using this for the focal point, but do we actually want it dead center? That's a little obvious. Or do we want to push it to one side and have something else as a focal point as well? Or do we want to just use it as one part of the composition? I know, so many decisions to make. I'm definitely going to put some black in it somewhere, feeling a little dramatic today. Maybe this one with the circles. What I love about doing these small collages on canvas is that you can use so many leftover pieces. You don't need full sheets of your gel prints. You can just use bits and pieces. What about some of this transfer? I do like it with the shapes of the windows from the Doge's Palace. That could work. Even just that section there, that's a thought. I don't mind the idea of putting this dead center. We could then perhaps put some of the other colors around it. Look how stunning the Kozo paper works. Oh man, that's just beautiful. And this is a really nice shape on this piece. Or perhaps some more brighter red, that could work as well. Maybe we half cover up some of our focal point. These are the questions you'll have to ask yourself. How much do you want to see of that image? How much are you okay in covering up? I'm definitely putting that there. I'm liking that. And I like the idea of putting some definite shapes on here as well. Somewhere, not sure where, but maybe somewhere, or perhaps some of the dance moves. They could work as well because that color is going to work. Oh man, so many decisions to make. So I think I'll start with my central piece of my beautiful door here. I'll trim the white off the sides, and I'm just going to stick the whole print down because I'm not sure how much of it I want, how much I'm going to leave, or how much I'm going to cover, or even if I'm going to leave it as it is. So there's too many options, too many possibilities, and I've got so many gel prints to work with. So I'm going to glue this whole piece on the canvas, and then it won't matter how much I leave or how much I want because it'll all be there. So that beautiful print is down, and I find the best way forward now is to think about what can you not live without because you've got so many incredible choices. Maybe you've been jelly printing like a crazy person. I don't know who that sounds like. And you've got a huge amount of options. What can you not live without? I have to have this piece here with the beautiful windows from the Doge's Palace in Venice. And the beauty about the fact that you've now got the sides covered in the paper, when you put your piece on, you can turn it over onto the side, but it doesn't matter if it's too short or it doesn't reach. So a little bit of black's going round to the side, but it doesn't go very far. See what I mean? But because the beautiful paper is already on the canvas, it doesn't actually matter that it doesn't cover. It just adds a little bit more around the side that matches the color on the front. I love that. Then when it's hanging on the wall and you see it on the side and you turn around to the front, the color continues. I think that looks fabulous. Right, so that's on. Loving that little second chance print. That is so much fun because you may as well try them, right? You've got the print copy there. Just put it on the gel plate, have another go and see what it prints. Straight onto black tissue makes it really easy. Now, what else can I not live without? Well, I really want to add some of my fabulous dance moves, shapes, and this particular color and texture works really well. So what if I rip this section along here and put that on? I'm not sure exactly how much of it. I love that jagged edge. I think that's fabulous. So if I put it on there like that, I then really want this piece of Kozo paper. It's amazing. In fact, the marble series is probably my favorite of the Kozo papers. So I'm going to put that there like that with some of my beautiful dance moves. And then I'm going to put this Kozo paper on here, wrap that round the side so it continues, and then decide what's going to be next. I'm thinking we need some more black, maybe some of this. Maybe I could cut that circle piece out of there. Yes, that would look really cool. And then we have to think about what's going to go up the top here. Maybe I could put some of this color up the top there because then that's going to be repeating some of those tones. And I've got a few different options. This is in my poem script, gel print from the plate. Don't you love jelly printing? I mean, how can you not? It creates such beautiful papers so endlessly. Oh, we might need a bit of that maybe somewhere as well. Perhaps that one, or I've got one of these pieces. That color tone would work we could add some of that. Not sure, haven't decided, but I'll stick that down first and then I might be able to decide. Although I do love this print. I love that cleanup sheet. I think it's fabulous. And I was thinking about putting some of the crosses on. Or maybe they could go on that side. Oh, I like that idea. We could put them down the bottom there. Okay, we're doing that. Right, so I'm thinking that they were pretty good decisions. I'm very happy with how the composition's coming together. Now, fixing the corners is really like wrapping a present. You tuck it under, you fold it over, you glue it down. It's quite simple. And you might need to start chasing air bubbles once you get a few of these collage papers on top of each other. So I like to use just a baby wipe and I run over the paper like this, chasing out any air bubbles that's been trapped. Happens all the time, no big deal. And like I said, if it dries and there is an air bubble there, you just get your little X-Acto knife or a sharp Stanley knife or even a pin. Just pierce the top of the paper and squish the air out. If you do a very tiny incision, you won't even see it. So don't be stressed out about air bubbles. You can fix them later if they do occur. And just know it happens to everybody. So don't let that worry you. Right, that's looking good. Loving the papers. We're going to put something up there. And I definitely want some of this down here in the corner. I'm thinking of cutting out one of these circles. I think that would look good. That one or this one. I like this one, but I like that too. So can I just have all of it? And I'm really liking this piece here, the cleanup sheet. Loving that. I think I have to have it. I just want to rip the edge so it's not so straight. We can't have it straight. That'd never do. And I might even curve it around the top of the door maybe. Baby, rip that bit off. It could go quite nicely around that door. So that means we've got to kind of head it in this direction. I know, right? Yeah, it'll work, it'll work. It'll work or it won't. That'll be fine. I'll trim off those sides there. I might curve it a little bit more and take that edge off because I don't want to cover up my beautiful black bits there, but it's going to go somewhere. Maybe, because I don't want to cover up too much of my print either. Oh man, see, these decisions are tough. Now, I'm loving it. It looks beautiful. I might pull out my scrap bag and put another layer on because I do like to add some of the beautiful Kozo paper, the one that's beautiful and textured and you can see through it. Do I want black? No, black might be a bit harsh. Maybe we need some of the lighter colors. That could work. Haven't decided if that's what I want, or do I want to add some bling to it? Yeah, I don't know about that either. So I'll think about that next move, maybe, and do something with the top. Maybe I don't want that. Oh man, I definitely want the black down here. So I'll put my black circles on there like that. And then maybe, baby, we'll add something up there. Perhaps that one, or perhaps one of the numerous other amazing pieces of paper. Right, I'll glue those down. So I put a sneaky little piece of the red from here up there. I like that. It kind of mirrors that red. And I'm thinking about putting this Kozo piece on here. Now, the benefit of this piece, this magnificent Kozo paper, is it dissolves almost entirely. So you just see the fabulous textured fibers, which I'm liking to put right there in that section. You'll have to wait till it's dry to see what I mean. It's quite fascinating the way it completely just disappears onto the other colors, which is really fun. And I like all these stringy bits of texture. Might need a little bit of a haircut on that side, but it's looking pretty good. Pretty nice. I'm loving all the textures. I love all the jelly prints. Makes me happy. I'm thinking one more element should complete my beautiful collage painting. I'm thinking we need a key for the door. One of these kind of old-fashioned keys would work well, but I think I need to put some tape on it because I do have a tendency to get the paint everywhere when I'm using the stencil. So a little bit of tape over the other key so it doesn't end up on the painting as well. And that's going to be good. Now, what color will we use? Well, I've been a bit partial recently to this one. It's a rose gold Stardust butter. Doesn't it sound amazing? Have a look at that color. We'll give it a bit of a stir up. It's quite thick. It is a stencil butter, so it is quite thick, but look at the color. It's got beautiful sparkly bits in it. I'm loving it. It'll work in really well. It won't stick out too much. It should blend in with the tone of the door, and that's going to look pretty nice. This will disappear on that side. So let's put it like centered on our door right there down the middle. It'll be the crescending moment. And then I'm pretty sure the fabulous collage is done. I think I just stuck a bit under it. Not to worry. Listen to that crunchy sound. Ta-da! Ta-da! It looks beautiful. Even better than I thought it was going to come out. So I'm loving it. The color works well. The textures are fabulous. I'll have to wait for it to completely dry to give you a close-up. And don't forget, right now I have my once a year Big Art Sale, November sale. Have a look at floralart.com. You just might find something you can't live without. Thanks so much for joining me today. I had a lot of fun putting this together with you. See how easy it is? Pull out all your jelly prints, your Kozo paper and your other textured elements. Have a great time. Glue them onto a canvas. Or you can make a beautiful present for someone because you know what's coming next. There'll be more information for you in the description under the video, and I'll see you next time in the studio.